Afternoon, everybody. I'm wearing my sunglasses so I can see the comments because they're prescription. It's pretty bright in here, actually, with the lights and everything set up for shooting and things. I'm doing this video quickly because it seems to me, hi Diana, how are you? This one is not going on YouTube. This is just for the group because it seems to me that no matter how much truth and evidence gets put out to people in this group, people still want to believe these sites like Laura Loomer, IntelliHub, all these things about the Vegas shooting. And then I see this big attack and people making fun of what Donald Trump did with the CNN reporter at the White House, okay? To where Jim Acosta got thrown out by Donald Trump after he didn't want to hear what Jim Acosta had to say. Do you realize what is going on here? Jim Acosta is a good reporter, whether he works for CNN, New York Times, doesn't matter. He works for CNN. He's a White House correspondent. He's very good. He's very professional. Okay. The president is destroying, and people are allowing this, the First Amendment. People must remember, regardless of what some reporters worked with the CIA or did whatever, it is because of the freedom of speech, the First Amendment in this country, that has kept politicians and presidents in the past honest or not honest, but brought them to the table to uncover, from Nixon's impeachment to Clinton's behaviors. We could go on and on and on. For every president, senators, congressmen, even stars, even, sexual allegations, it is because of the press. It is because of independent journalists who are good, and because of the press that the American people have gotten the truth in the past. Nixon would never have even been impeached and would have continued to lie to the world if it wasn't for the Washington Post and New York Times. We would not have the truth. Yes, I'm a victim. Listen, I am a victim of fake news. I know what it's like to have a key reporter, okay, who claims to be a reporter, write fake shit about you. Okay, I know what it's like. Okay, that's a different story than constantly attacking the First Amendment and the press, that anything that Donald Trump doesn't like, or this acute far right, which is dangerous, and the acute far left, anything Donald Trump does not want you to believe or the public to believe, he calls fake news. Okay? It's since the inception, reporters have been allowed in the White House. Okay? Jim Acosta did nothing wrong, and he has every right to ask the president the questions that he did. Just because Donald Trump does not like it, okay? Just because the president doesn't like it does not give him the right to be super rude and throw this guy out and make a spectacle of him when he simply asked a professional question that he has every right to do. Okay? Americans are losing faith. This is why the division is coming in this country more and more and more under Donald Trump. The First Amendment is being ripped apart because everything that Donald Trump doesn't like or that far right doesn't like, they label it as fake news, or you're an asshole, or you're this, you're a bullshit reporter, or the above. People must remember what keeps this country what it is today. We are losing sight of why we are a democratic society, why we have the First Amendment and freedom of speech. Same thing with the same as a Second Amendment to carry arms and hold guns. Okay? People are attacking, because of Donald Trump, the press. And don't get me wrong, you know me, I will attack the press for fake. I am a victim of fake news. I know what it's like to be written about in the newspaper for something I didn't do, and they exaggerated it, added lots of lies, did not cover when I won in court or how I blasted them down. Okay? And I will say, I don't care what anybody says on here, this is how a dictatorship is run. Okay? Yeah, a dictatorship. Chad said it right. Chad said it right. A dictatorship. The president, and I will agree with what they are saying on almost every news channel, with the exception of Fox, because Rupert Murdoch and Donald Trump are dear friends. Pay attention. Okay? The same with the Disney crowd that's, with Fox, buying Fox. Pay attention. These are New World Order players. And everybody wants to keep, feeding that Donald Trump is this great president, while right behind all this, he's tearing down our freedoms, especially with the First Amendment. Okay? Remember one thing. If you have nothing to hide, okay? If you have nothing to hide, then you have no reason to not answer a question or the above. And if you're not guilty of something, if you're not guilty, and I know what it's like to be accused of something that I did not do, a nonviolent crime, 18 years ago now, 18 years ago, it still haunts me to this day, which I don't mind, it's part of my life. But when you are falsely accused of something, it is because of my freedom of speech and my right of freedom of speech to have exposed those corrupt individuals. I exposed those corrupt individuals because I had the right, and I started to use years ago video and voice, which is First Amendment speech, to defend myself along with court documents and study the law myself, okay, which is another freedom we have in this country, to represent yourself pro se without the act of a lawyer. That will be next. They will remove your right to represent yourself in a court of law. Every day, more and more, these constitutional freedoms that we have in this country are going away. And this far-right base is fully believing that this is okay, that it's fake news, fake news, fake news. I just shared a story today, and it's true. I told you to pay attention and read to it about Stormy, who did have an affair with Donald Trump, okay? She did have an affair with Donald Trump. She was paid off, okay? And it is true news. But now the far right says, you know what, that's okay. Donald Trump can sleep with all the hookers he wants as long as the stock market stays up, okay? Donald Trump can do whatever he wants with the loss of morals and values while he was married to Melania and his child was then, and he had a serious affair with that. Listen, that's his personal life, but it also goes into his morals and his values. But now they say that's okay. Anything to support Donald Trump. Hey, the market will stay up high. Everything's good. Let him sleep with whoever he wants. Do you see what's happening here? And I could show you hundreds and hundreds of comments like that. Do you see what's happening here? American people are saying, okay, no big deal. This is not a big deal. This is not a big deal that he throws reporters out of the White House who haven't done anything wrong. It is okay that you can have sexual extramarital affairs, lie about it to the world, pay them off to be quiet, and that's okay. This is what I've been trying to say for I don't know how long about the United States as a whole republic is losing and forgetting, and it's deliberate government and New World Order that is propagandizing this to get people to lose their morals, their values, and the words "in God we trust" are no longer in courtrooms. They are no longer anywhere. You don't see the Ten Commandments anywhere. Whatever religion you may be, it doesn't matter. God is being thrown out. God hears all prayers, but God is being thrown out of this republic. Okay? First Amendment is being thrown out of this republic. Second Amendment is being thrown out of this republic. Due process. Okay, we can go down all the constitutional, and I know them all by heart. Okay? I will tell you something. If it wasn't for freedom of speech and my right to defend myself and to prove my innocence, I would be sitting in fucking jail right now for something I didn't do 10 times over if I would have left it up to them. Okay? If I would have left it up to them in our great justice system to not be able to defend myself with the First Amendment and the rights that we have. And that is the problem. And in this country, because of Donald Trump, forget the parties that permit this, and silence by senators and congressmen alike about Donald Trump's behavior because they're afraid or they are being blackmailed or the other is not an excuse. Silence is worse. Silence is worse. So I give kudos to those senators and those, Graham and them even, who is friends with them, to stand up against this. Okay? Trump was chosen. Do you understand? They allowed this to happen. And I don't mean chosen by God. Okay? If he was chosen by God, you would be a whole different story right now. Okay? I can assure you. This is getting very serious. And when I see people in here making fun of and agreeing that Jim Acosta should have been thrown out of the White House the way Donald Trump did on national TV, and he goes, "You out. You out." Listen, if I'm going to fire somebody in my office privately, I got a right to say, you out. Okay? After talking to them, you're out. You're fired. Have a nice day. That is not what Donald Trump did there. He did not want to hear the question. He didn't want to answer it. And he threw the man out, and the man did nothing wrong. Okay? He was doing his job, and Jim Acosta is a good reporter. Been at the White House for a very long time. And I don't care what station he's on. That's why everybody's saying everything from CNN is fake news. If you really do your homework, you will see that more accurate information comes from CNN than Fox. Just so you know that. Much more accurate information, international as well. CNN covers great international news. The same thing goes with RT News, which they're trying to get rid of RT all over the place. Because yes, it is a Russian-owned news network. Okay? And they may bolster up Russian shit. I don't care. I do care about the news that they share and the Associated Press as well, and others, good sources. We have our own news network, so. Point being, stop falling prey to this. You will not have the First Amendment here anymore if this continues. People will not be able to speak, and you will not get the truth. They're censoring YouTube. They are censoring Facebook. They are censoring Twitter. They are censoring everything. That's why we have our own networks being built. And I'm happy to say our forum, the video is live video streaming is being installed today as we speak. And you will see a volunteer app up, just so you know, to volunteer for that. We have to use these applications now, and all current volunteers have to fill it out and sign it as well. I apologize, but we have to by law. We will be putting in the beta tests. Privacy. I mean, this is a joke. This is a game to these people. It doesn't matter what Donald Trump does as long as the market stays good and everything's fine. Do you see what people have now become? Do you see what people have now become in this country? They're complacent, they're ignorant, and they don't get it. And that's why I even see people on here, I'm going to say it again. Anything from Laura Loomer, almost 85, 90%, from Laura Loomer and them is fake news about Las Vegas. It's like people pop up a new video. Do you know almost every day there's a new YouTube account by some bullshit name of people coming on there reporting about Las Vegas? Do you see this? This is people using this for monetary gain, people's death, the biggest American shooting, and there's no evidence. Here, now Laura Loomer and Shepard came out with a thing that Paddock rented the room on the 60th floor inside up at the top. From a screen, you can't even see the wording on. They're saying you can see it in there and that it is. You can't see anything on that screen. It's fake news. Okay? If I show you a screen about Jesus Campos employee, you can read everything on it from inside MGM. That's a true story. That is a true story. That is true evidence to back it up. People are so full of themselves, so desperate, it's like ridiculous. And then people come in here and share it. What does Scott think about this? It's fake. It's not true. All you got to do is look at it yourself. There's nothing there proving what they're saying, that Paddock rented room 61, possibly through 64 in 4 seasons. Get the fuck out of here. You can't see any over a parked car that goes to the hotel next door, which really was going to the hotel next door, parked for the hotel next door. Okay? Anything that they can come up with to get clickbait or to put themselves out there for this. And then people actually still entertain this stuff. When are you going to wake up? When? If people are posting fake news and are known to post fake news, do you think they're going to stop posting fake news? Do you think that they're going to have some real resources and anyone's going to trust them to give them any real inside information? I will share with you, and I share in this show, a copy of Jason Buff. Jason Buff is the man who was being escorted from the back with the other security person at Tropicana on his way out. And you know what he wrote to David and us? He said, I'm talking to you because I've seen your videos, you're very professional, and you're not doing, you're not harassing me, you're doing this, and you're seeking the truth. Because these people all around Las Vegas here, all of them out here, everybody's being harassed about this shooting. Just like they keep going back to the coroner's office, right? They're going back to the coroner's office for what? Pay attention to this. This is the largest shooting in U.S. history in a small coroner's office, right? And you got 50 plus dead bodies. Okay, this isn't like 9/11 where all the bodies were most bodies, not all, excuse my French, a majority of the people dead were burned to death into ashes, and you had to sift through that to find teeth and to find anything from anyone. Okay? These are dead bodies. 50 plus, some of them, all stocked up. They have to be put in coolers, they have to be put in here, there. For Las Vegas or any city, this would be major for the coroner's office. So what do you expect? And they're under, the FBI came in and put them all under gag order, right? I staked out that coroner's office. I was there. I've talked to people, and I understand. And I had an in from that with Dave. I'm just with a funeral home here because of what my family does on Long Island. Part of my dad's family, my former family. So I'm going to tell you, what do you expect the coroner's office to do here? Open its doors up and say, hey, by the way, yeah, all these bodies are here. We don't even know what to do with them. Do you know how many bodies that is? I want you to take 50 bodies and I want you to stick them in this room. Okay? Full of blood, full of everything, rotting corpses. What do you expect them to do? For real? Let you in the door and talk to you when they're under FBI gag order to tell you what? That they're dead? They're dead. They were dead. Nothing here with as far as dead bodies is a hoax, I can assure you. Nothing. Not one dead body is a hoax here. Not one. And it's sad that the American people will even entertain such garbage. That all these people did not get killed, that did not get injured. Where's the blood in the gore? Where's the bullets in the roof of the concession stand of the tent by a video? I've personally been in there. The bullet hole in the tent is about this big. Okay? It's about this freaking big. You hear what I'm telling you? I've shot them from the AR-15 to the saw to everything. The bullet hole is about this big. And you're going to tell me that you can see from a video a hole in a roof or in a white tent this big from a video from way up here or even there. I've shot video and pictures of those tents and those roofs and been inside of there, okay? They repainted the roofs and all that. I've spoken to a girl, many witnesses, but a girl from Bosnia who was waitressing that night there, who grew up in the war in Bosnia and knows what bullets sound like. She's very intelligent, key witness of mine. She's like, Scott, the bullets were whizzing past my freaking head and you could hear them hitting the metal on the roof. Okay? She said, I went underneath and crawled underneath that trailer. Okay? Okay? And she crawled under that trailer and then ran, and then they stampeded the fence and all ran over to where? The airport. Right? The airport. People seem to forget there was 20,000 plus people there. And yes, there was, by the way. 20,000 plus people there. My big part of this show is explaining to people, please, from behind your computer screen, you will never know what it's like, nor would I, to be, well, I've been shot at, but to know what it's like to be in a mass crowd and hear shots being fired at you, seeing people drop dead around you, and you start to panic and go into fight and flight. No one behind a computer screen can tell me or tell these people how they are supposed to act during such a dangerous situation. Everyone acts differently. People seem to forget that when they get into this real reality, okay, of this internet reality. They live in this internet reality, and because they don't have empathy, you see. Empathy means that you can put yourself in someone else's position. Okay? So I want you to stand inside that concert venue. I want you to stand inside that concert venue that's right over there behind these buildings right there. Okay? Stand inside that concert venue. Put yourself there and imagine someone shooting at you from somewhere you don't even know and people around you dropping and you're hearing bullets. What is the first thing that your brain is going to do? It's called fight or flight. Okay, and I know this well because I have Addison's disease, and fight or flight comes from your adrenal glands, believe it or not. Okay, with cortisol. Your body makes cortisol when you sleep. Okay? Cortisol is what the body uses in stressful situations, and when you go into fight and flight, it doesn't matter if you're wounded, it doesn't matter if you have 3 shots, 1 shot, a knife wound, it doesn't matter. You are going to act crazy. You are going to do things you don't want to know, like try to break into a police car to take off. You're going to hide under bars. You're going to bombard yourself and even try to lock yourself in the gaming cage in the Tropicana, which is true. You're going to, run rapidly all over the place and not care as long as you get the hell out of there. And then after you calm down, your brain will finally say, whoa. Okay? So everybody in this internet reality who keeps judging, and none of these people, okay, but none of these alleged investigators have spent 6 weeks on the ground with these people, knowing what it's like, speaking to these people of what they felt, what they saw, how they are, when they lost a loved one, everything else. We are in dangerous territory in this world because the internet is making people forget reality. It is making mankind forget reality. What really transpires in the human brain and what takes place and what is a fact and what is a fiction. Reality has gone out the door. And that's exactly how they want it. Everything being controlled by what you see here and see and say in this reality, and you never leave the comfort of wherever you are. But when you step outside of that zone of the internet and your reality, that little reality, and go out there to the real world, like these people every day down here going to work, coming from work, you have no idea what they're doing. But I could stand here and say, look, there's 5 ambulances coming down here. They must be going over here because they're carrying dead bodies. Okay? Bullshit. Okay? They have no idea what those ambulances were doing there, and I have proof directly, tons of it, that there was no dead bodies at Hooters. Okay? None. Just so you know. Nada. My point is, people are losing track with reality. Serious reality, from the First Amendment to everything, to investigative news, to everything. And it was very rude for him to throw that out. People think that's a joke. That's the problem in this country. That's the mentality. But that's not the 300 million plus Americans, I'm sure. Hundreds of millions of Americans don't think that was good what the president did by throwing Jim Acosta out of there because he didn't want to hear what he had to ask him. Okay? Just saying. I got to go. I got a lot of work to finish up, and I got to get back to New Jersey tomorrow. I have surgery on Friday for my face. So I have to get this wrapped up here, and then we will get this show up. But I have to be on a plane early tomorrow morning to get back for surgery on Friday. It just eats me up. And please, don't share anything in this group from Laura Loomer or anyone else that has anything to do, or Alex Jones or anything else. It's all garbage. It's all propaganda garbage, and MFA is not built on garbage. It's built on true news, and do some homework. Do some homework. Don't be lazy. Don't look at a headline and go, and I have the seminar ready, just so you know, I'm doing a seminar, and it's a big one, on how to know what's real and what's not real, understanding fake news from true news to point out. Okay? But stop, because we're not going to be posting them in this group or in the other forum or the above. No fake news. Take the time to read something, do some homework, vet it out. Americans have stopped doing that. They just take shit for granted. I could pop up tomorrow under a fake name on YouTube and say, I'm Vegas News. Vegas News comes up with a video, puts some shit together and throws it out there and says, hey, by the way, new information came in that Paddock has had a suite up at the Four Seasons Hotel. Let me tell you something about the Four Seasons Hotel. Then put it on YouTube and everybody will go, look, did you see this? Did you see this? The government does that. The government creates a lot of these accounts as well to mislead you. The FBI does, the CIA does. They admitted this. People should want the truth. But so many people are wrapped up in what? The drama. They want and easy love the drama. It's got to be dramatic. It's got to be dramatic. It's like even a situation with your family in an argument. It can't be just simple. This is what it is. Okay, everything's good. It's got to be drama. More drama. I hate drama. I hate bullshit and drama. Hate it. Everybody lives in this... Stop. I don't like... Stop using that word, everybody. A lot of people live in this world of drama. Drama. Oh my God. Instead of just really, the simplicity of this is not that difficult. Same thing with news reporting and all the above. And now we are wrecking the First Amendment, destroying the First Amendment, and people sit back and think it's funny. They won't think it's funny anymore when they can't speak or everything that they say or do is completely 1,000% monitored, where it's almost at 600% monitored, everything that we do. Everything that we do, me shooting this video right now, is being monitored, I can assure you. They watch my shit, I know for a fact. We have an IP searcher on the back that shows everything. And you get the address even when it's from a proxy server, you know when it's a government proxy server. People should want this to stop. And people say, here's the thing, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? The government's corrupt. One more time. One more time. Stop relying on the government and rely on yourselves. We have survived without government for a long time. Look at every mass tragedy. People helped each other before the government even got there to help you. We have become this society that for welfare and reliant on this socialist, Marxist society. People have stopped thinking for themselves, and that's exactly what they want. Start thinking again. Stop complaining. Stop being sheep and start thinking again, and use the brain that God gave you. God bless.